Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Medical Stuff. Friends, today we are going to discuss about a topic that is the endocrine system. Here we will discuss that what is the endocrine system. Moreover, we will study that what is the hormones, what are the glands, what are the different kinds of glands are present in our body, and what exactly the functions they play, and how do they play vital role in our body. So guys, let's start. So before moving further, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you will get the notification of each and every video related to my medical stuff channel. So friends, next move, that is the endocrine system. What is the endocrine system? It simply regulates the body activity by releasing the various hormones into the blood streams. Once the hormones release in the bloodstream, so directly they are carried throughout the entire body. So simple that it regulates the body activities. In the next point, it is mentioned that endocrine system consists of several glands. N number of glands are present in our body that releases the hormone, and just because of these hormones, it plays a various functions in our body. For example, like control the mood, metabolism, homeostasis, sexual development and body growth. We will discuss of that how basically these mood is controlled, moreover metabolism and homeostasis, all these functions are played with the help of hormones only. So guys, please keep watching this video till the end so that only you will be able to understand the topic very well. So here we discuss about the glands. There are basically only two type of glands present, that is the endocrine gland and the exocrine gland. So in the endocrine gland, what is the endocrine gland? Secrete their hormone directly into the blood and are carried throughout the body by the circulatory system. Means the endocrine glands secrete their hormone directly into the blood stream. So once the hormones release in the bloodstream, they are carried through the entire body with the help of circulatory system. In this video, you are able to see that this yellowish portion is an endocrine gland and releasing this hormone, which are the blue in color and directly released into the bloodstream only. In this way, it will be carried out to entire body with the help of the circulatory system. I hope that endocrine gland topic is clear. Now move to the exocrine gland. What exactly the function of exocrine gland? These are those type of glands secrete the hormone into the blood, into the body duct instead of the blood stream. Means secrete the hormone only into the body duct. For example, sebaceous gland is an example of the exocrine gland which is present in our skin, and this sebaceous gland secretes the hormone only into the body duct. You can see in this video that secreting the hormone only into the body duct instead of the blood stream. I hope the doubt is clear that exocrine secrete the hormone into the body duct and endocrine gland secrete the hormone only into the blood stream. That's it. Now move to the next slide. That endocrine, guys, endocrine system is composed of the several endocrine glands. N number of endocrine glands are present in our body, which are mentioned these below. We will study one by one the functions, the role, that how do they play the vital role, and what exactly the functions they play in our body. Let's start with the first, that is a pituitary and the hypothalamus. Look in this image that hypothalamus and pituitary gland are present in our brain. Next is the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is present in our neck, which is in butterfly, which is the if we talk about the shape of the thyroid gland, it is the butterfly type of shape. Next is the parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland, para means around, thyroid like thyroid gland. It is the posterior part of the thyroid gland. Here look at the yellow part, these are the parathyroid gland. Do not get worried, we will discuss each and everything step by step. Just keep watching video till the end, guys. Next is the adrenal gland. Look on the top of the kidney, adrenal gland are present. Next is the pineal gland. It is very small in the structure, present in the brain. Next is the pancreatic islet. Next is the reproductive gland. In the female, ovary is a gland. In the male, testis is a gland. So we look at this picture, guys. Here it is mentioned the location of each and every gland. In the brain, hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal. These three glands are present in our brain. Thyroid gland is in neck. Thymus is also a gland. Adrenal gland present on the top of the each kidney. Pancreas just near to the stomach. And ovary in the female. Testes in the male. We will discuss now one by one. First, let us discuss about the hormones. We have seen that the endocrine system consists the various glands, and these glands only secrete the hormone, and these hormone plays a vital role in our body. So first have a look at the hormones. What exactly the hormones and how do they play the vital basic role in our body. So hormones are just hormones are just the chemical substances. They travel in our bloodstream to tissues, to organ and initiate the specific function. Means these hormones are released in our bloodstreams and travel to the tissues or organ, and then they play the specific function. Approximately guys 50 different types of hormones are present in our human body. And the basic function, if we talk about the hormone, so that is the maintaining the blood pressure, moreover the contraction of the smooth muscles, maintaining the metabolism, energy level, help in the body growth, or maintain the homeostasis. So what is a homeostasis? Look at this picture guys. It is a simply biological process which maintain the internal stability of an organism to compensate for the environmental changes. For example, like a human body keeping an average temperature of 98.6 degree means what exactly the homeostasis? It is a biological process which maintains the internal mechanism of the organism just to compensate from the external environment. Guys, for example, in the season of winters, what happens, like lot of winters are means in the basically in the season of winter our body maintain the internal mechanism automatically. We need not to do anything, we just keep put up on the clothes on our body, but body itself plays a vital role to maintain the body temperature according to the changes in the external environment. Next, we discuss about the glands one by one. Let us have a look at the pituitary and the hypothalamus gland. In this picture, look, this yellowish portion is the pituitary gland. So what exactly the pituitary? It is a very small structure present at the base of the brain which releases a wide variety of the hormones. And guys, like many hormones are released by the pituitary which plays a vital role in the body activities. And this pituitary gland also known as the master endocrine gland. If we look at the hypothalamus role on the pituitary gland, so what exactly happens? The pituitary is divided into the two parts, anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So whatever hormones are released from the anterior or posterior pituitary, and this hypothalamus plays a role in controlling the hormones released by pituitary gland. So this is a major function plays a hypothalamus to influence the pituitary gland. In the next slide, we just see that pituitary gland is divided into the two parts, that is the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. Have a look at the image. The image of the pituitary gland is zoomed out here, and this portion is known as the anterior pituitary and this is the posterior pituitary. Now we see that what are the hormones released by the anterior pituitary and the posterior pituitary. So these these 7 to 8 hormones are released from the anterior pituitary, like growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin, luteinizing, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, melanocyte stimulating hormone. And by the posterior pituitary only 2 hormones are released, that is the oxytocin, vasopressin, or also known as the ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Now in the next slide we will discuss that what are the functions played by these hormones in our body. So these are the hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary only. So let us have a look at the first 2 hormones known as the FSH and LH, follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. Together, these two hormones stimulate the production of the sex hormone in both the gender. In the male and the female, both in the both side, this FSH and LH stimulate the production of the sex hormone. For example, in the female, estrogen and progesterone are secreted, and in the male, like testosterone and sperm is secreted in the testes. Now I hope that this the role of the FSH and LH is very clear. Now we discuss about the ACTH, known as the adrenocorticotropic hormone. So what exactly does this? So it stimulates the adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex is a part of the adrenal gland which is present on the top of the kidney. So it stimulates the adrenal cortex. Once it gets stimulated, so this adrenal cortex secretes the glucocorticoids, and the function of glucocorticoids is to regulate the level of the cholesterol and steroids in our body. So ultimately the main function of ACTH is to maintain the level of the cholesterol and steroids in our body. Now move to the next slide. That is a thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. It simply stimulates the thyroid gland to secrete the thyroxine. Thyroxine is a hormone. In the next slide we will discuss that what is the function of the thyroxine. No worries. Next is a growth hormone. Growth hormone secreted by the anterior pituitary, which simply stimulates the general body growth. Next is a melanocyte stimulating hormone. It affects the skin pigmentation. Guys, we have seen that many people in around us, some are who are very fair, and some guys are like dark in the color. So it is all about the matter of this melanocyte stimulating hormone. In some people it is released in a very high quantity, and in some people it is released in a like low quantity, or it is maintained in other people. If we discuss about the prolactin hormone, so it stimulates the mammary gland growth. Why? So the function of mammary gland is to basically release the milk after the childbirth. So this prolactin hormone stimulates the mammary gland growth for the milk production in the female. I hope that these hormones the discussion regarding these hormones are very clear now. Now we discuss about the hormones secreted by the posterior pituitary. The first hormone is the oxytocin. The function of oxytocin is to control the uterine contraction during the delivery and the milk ejection during the breastfeeding. Now we discuss about the antidiuretic hormone, ADH, also known as a vasopressin. It causes a retention of the body water, controlling the body's water balancing mechanism. When this hormone is released, when the shortage occurs of water in our body, then this hormone gets released, and it plays a role in the retention of the body water just by controlling the body's water balancing mechanism. I hope that the function of oxytocin and ADH is clear. Now we discuss the next slide, that is a thyroid gland. Have a look at this picture, friends. The thyroid gland is situated in our neck, basically in front of the larynx and the trachea. If we talk about the length of the thyroid gland according to the cervical is a bone present in our neck which has a 7 level from C1 to C7, cervical 1, cervical 2, cervical up to cervical 7. So this thyroid gland is located at the level of the 5th, 6th and 7th cervical. If the question comes that what is the location of the thyroid gland, so you can mention this point that located in front of the trachea and larynx and at the level of the 5th, 6th and 7th cervical. If we talk about the shape, so it is butterfly in shape, consisting the 2 lobes. Look at the back view of the thyroid gland. So this is a butterfly in the shape, moreover divided into the 2 lobes. This is a right lobe, this is a left lobe, and this is a right lobe. In the third point, it is mentioned that the arterial blood supply to the gland is through the superior and inferior thyroid artery. Generally, 2 types of arteries are present, that is the superior artery and the inferior artery. So these superior and inferior artery supply the blood to the thyroid gland. I hope it is clear. Now we discuss about the thyroid glands hormones. Major hormones secreted by thyroid glands are the three only. Like first is a triiodothyronine known as a T3, and the thyroxine T4, and the third is a calcitonin. Now we discuss about the functions of the T3 and T4. So these T3 and T4 are very essential for the normal growth and for the development of the skeleton and the nervous system. The T3 and the T4, if we talk about the physiological effect of the T3 and T4, so it creates a physiological effect on our heart, skeleton, muscles, skin, digestive and the reproductive system. So this is the function of the T3 and T4. Now we discuss about the calcitonin. This is a hormone secreted by the parafollicular or C cells in the thyroid gland. This is a zoom picture of the thyroid gland. Look at the red dots present in between the thyroid gland. So these red type of cells known as the C cells or the parafollicular cells. These parafollicular cells secretes the calcitonin hormone, and calcitonin plays a role in lowering the blood calcium level. When the release of calcitonin is stimulated by the increased blood calcium level. Basically, when the quantity of the blood calcium level is increased in our blood, that time the calcitonin is released and lowers the blood calcium level. Simply lowers the blood calcium level. In the next slide, we move about the parathyroid gland. So parathyroid glands are very small, 4 in number, usually 2 in pair. It is located at the posterior portion of each lobe of the thyroid. This is the back view. This is the back view of the thyroid gland. Look, only 2 lobes are visible from the back view of the thyroid gland. This is the left lobe, this is the right lobe. So this red portion, look, only the 2 lobes are present, only the 2 dots are present. These 2 dots are basically gland, parathyroid gland. So this is a 2 in pair. Look, if we talk about in this picture, so guys, this yellow portion is the parathyroid gland. In one lobe there are 2 in number, in the second lobe another 2 parathyroid glands are present. So 4 in number and usually 2 in the pair. If we talk about the function, so what exactly the parathyroid gland does? So it produces and secretes the parathyroid hormone, which is a PTH. If we talk about the function of this parathyroid hormone, so these hormones maintain the normal level of the calcium in the blood. In the previous slide, we have also discussed that calcitonin maintain the level of the calcium. Similarly, parathyroid gland maintain the normal level of the calcium in our blood. I hope parathyroid gland topic is also clear. Now move to the pancreas. Pancreas, friends, this is an endocrine gland as well as the exocrine gland. It is discussed with the digestive system also. When we discuss about the digestive system, so this pancreas gland is also discussed over there. So there are 3 main type of cells in the pancreatic islet, known as the alpha cell, which secrete the glucagon, and the beta cells, which secrete the insulin, and delta cell, which secrete the somatostatin, GHRIH. Full form of GHRIH is the growth hormone release inhibiting hormone. Now in the next slide we will discuss about the function of these 3 hormone like glucagon, insulin and the somatostatin. We will discuss one by one. First is the glucagon hormone. This glucagon, what exactly does? Increases the blood glucose level. So glucagon increases the blood glucose level. Insulin decreases the blood glucose level. So very simple, it increases and insulin decreases. If we talk about the somatostatin like GHRIH, so this hormone inhibits the secretion of the growth hormone released from the anterior pituitary. What exactly is mentioned in this basically point that the anterior pituitary releases a hormone known as a growth hormone, but it is inactivated. So this somatostatin activates the secretion of growth hormone secreted by the anterior pituitary. So basically this growth hormone is also produced by the hypothalamus. I hope that function of these three hormones are very clear now. In the next slide we discuss about the adrenal gland. Look at the picture. This is a kidney and adrenal gland is present just above the kidney. So two adrenal glands are present on each kidney. It is also known as a suprarenal because renal means kidney, supra means above. Above the kidney it is present. That is why known as the suprarenal gland, located on the top of each kidney. If we talk about the dimension of the adrenal gland, so it is 4 cm long and 3 cm thick. The glands, this adrenal gland compose the two parts. Outer part known as the adrenal cortex and the inner part. It is also mentioned here in this point. Outer part is known as the adrenal cortex and the inner part is known as the adrenal medulla. Now we discuss that the adrenal hormone secreted by the adrenal gland. As we discussed in the previous slide, adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. So this adrenal cortex releases the 5 hormones. First is the cortisol, corticosterone, cortisone, aldosterone and androgens. And if I talk about the adrenal medulla, so adrenal medulla secretes only 2 hormones known as the epinephrine, which is also known as the adrenaline. And second is a norepinephrine, which is also known as a noradrenaline. Now we discuss about the function of these hormones. So first is the adrenal medulla, secretes the 2 hormones. First is the adrenaline, also known as the epinephrine. So this hormone help in the fight or flight responses. Fight or flight response, what exactly the mean? Suppose that you are in the forest and you find you find a lion in front of you. So what exactly then happen? Either you will try to fight or flight. So most probably you will try to flight only, right? It is not possible for the fight. So friends, that time this adrenaline hormone secretes in our, so the situation is like that, like we are very afraid. So this adrenaline hormone released in our body which helps in the fight or flight responses. So there are only 2 options now, either fight with the lion or either fly away from the lion. Next, the function of noradrenaline or norepinephrine hormone is that when working alongside the adrenaline, what is mentioned that when working alongside adrenaline, norepinephrine supports the fight or flight response by increasing your alertness, arousal. So here it is mentioned that when the adrenaline hormone is released, that time this noradrenaline hormone support the adrenaline. How does the noradrenaline support the epinephrine? By increasing your alertness. If the situation is like that, you find a lion in front of you in the sudden, that time it helps. This noradrenaline helps by increasing your alertness, your concentration level. Moreover, speed reaction time means immediately you will find the ability to take the action as soon as possible. So this happens just because of this norepinephrine hormone. So these 2 hormones are interrelated to each other somewhere else. In the next slide we move to the pineal gland. So in this picture, look at this portion. It is a very small structure, basically pineal gland, reddish brown in color. So here it is mentioned pineal gland is located in the deep center of the brain. At the deep center of brain, pineal gland is present. If we talk about the dimension, so it is 10 mm long, millimeter. Guys, can you understand? Millimeter, very small. It is about 10 mm long and reddish brown in the color. If we talk about the function of pineal gland, so this pineal gland secretes a melatonin hormone, and the function of melatonin is to promote the sleepiness and help regulate the body's biological clock. 2 functions of melatonin, first is the sleepiness and second to regulate the body's biological clock. What is this biological clock? It means that whatever the activity we do on the daily basis, like wake up at the 6 p.m., study at the 7 a.m. and sleeping at the going to the bed on 9 p.m. So this is a regular activity we do, so it makes a habit. So this is considered somewhere else as a biological clock. So it helps to regulate the body's biological clock. I hope that function of pineal gland is also clear. Now move to the next slide, that is a reproductive gland. So in the female, ovary is a gland, in the male, testes is a gland. So the ovary and testes are paired oval organ referred known as a gonads. It is mentioned that ovary and testes are oval in the shape, that is why known as the gonads. In the next point, it is mentioned that in the woman, ovary is a gland and in the man, testes is a reproductive gland. We will discuss one by one. First is the ovary. So ovary is a female gonad located in the pelvic cavity and secrete the below mentioned hormone. First is the estrogen, progesterone and the human chorionic gonadotropin. It is the short form is mentioned that HCG. In the next slide we will discuss the function of these three hormone. So see, like estrogen and progesterone, the function of these two hormone is it helps in the development and the maintenance of the body sexual characteristics. Female sexual characteristics means like the development of the breast and the development of the uterus during the puberty. Once the girls reaches at the age of the puberty, so that time these hormones play their role, like development of the breast, development of the uterus. Moreover, regulating the female reproductive system. How like it helps in regulating the female reproductive system? So with the help of inhibition of the uterine contraction during the pregnancy. So during the pregnancy, it helps in the uterine contraction. Now we discuss about the human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, HCG. So this hormone is released during the pregnancy only. It supports the pregnancy. How does it support? By allowing the production of the progesterone, and second, to prepare the lining of the uterus for the implantation. It helps in preparing the lining of the uterus for implantation. What is the implantation? It is a biological term in which the fertilized eggs is attached to the lining of the uterus. So this HCG helps to prepare the lining of the uterus. I hope the function of these three hormones are clear now. Let's discuss about the testis gland. So these testes are the male gonads located in the scrotum. It is located in the scrotum. Guys, if you face any issue or any doubt in any slide, so please mention in the comment box. I would like to resolve this as soon as possible. So testes are the male gonads located in the scrotum. Testis secretes a testosterone hormone. The function of testosterone hormone is it helps in the development of the male reproductive system. Also regulate the male sexual behavior. Very simple, that developing the male reproductive system, also regulating the sexual behavior. And the second point, helps in the development of the secondary sexual characteristics. What is the secondary sexual characteristics? Means it helps in regulating the growth of the body hair in the man, fat distribution, increasing in increase in the bone and the muscle mass. Moreover, in the deepening of the voice. Generally, the voice of the man are the deepen in comparison to the female. So it's all about the testis glands. So friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it. Mention in the comment box that how much you like it. If you have any doubt, you can also mention it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.